Hello, Max here, the almighty Jeff Kaplan. Recently spoke to us through the divine power of YouTube. The Play Overwatch channel released a video in which Jeff gave us some general info about the upcoming competitive mode due in a content patch at the end of this month. It did not go into any real detail. In fact, when the video finished, I felt like I'd spent 12 minutes in a strip club. Sure, I was aroused, but nothing had satisfied my lust. Kaplan teases us with nibbles of information, leaving us hyped and wanting more. So, what did he say? As we already know, there was a competitive mode implemented during the second half of the closed beta that received a large amount of negative feedback. One of the biggest complaints was that it wasn't competitive enough, and there were many reasons why. Firstly, and I think the biggest complaint from the community, was the tier system they used to rank players. A player would win or lose points depending on the outcome of their competitive match, and 100 points was needed to progress to the next tier. 5 tiers all the way up to Heroic, where the players would then be ranked individually in their region. Similar to the legendary rank in Hearthstone, and also similar to Hearthstone, a season would last 1 month. There were 2 big problems here. The community didn't like the 1-month seasons. We wanted to be able to attain our rank and then play games with people of an equal skill level for an extended period before the season reset. It was also impossible to drop a tier once you had achieved it, meaning if you were on 0 points in your tier, you had nothing to lose when playing a game. In a system like this, it would not be uncommon to get that player on your team that just doesn't give a shit and ruin your competitive experience. It's very frustrating when you get that guy, the guy that does stupid things in game, and when you try to have a reasonable conversation with them, their comeback is, "This is a casual game, I'm not playing to win." I can see their side of it, and I will experiment with new ideas myself in quick play, but I don't want that attitude in my competitive games. I expect everyone to be doing everything they can to win. I don't mind if you're having a bad game, it happens to all of us, and I'll never rage at you, but I expect you to at least be trying as hard as possible. If not, what are you doing here, you cock-juggling thunderc***? Team 4 have taken this feedback on board, and not only are the seasons going to last 2.5 months with a 2-week break, but the tier system has been completely abolished. Instead of tiers, you will be assigned a number related to your competitive matchmaker rating, or MMR. This number will be called skill rating. It can always be increased or decreased, so players will never be in a position where they have nothing to lose. Jeff also said the team's average skill rating will be displayed in-game, so you can see how well each team matches up against each other. If the enemy have a higher skill rating than your team, you will win more for a win and you will lose less for a loss. This I'm not so sure about. There is a psychological effect when you know you are better or worse than your opponents. For some people, it is a positive effect, and for some, it is a negative effect. I'm fairly certain the reason it's there is because they are sick of everyone complaining the matchmaking system in quick play forces a 50-50 win rating. It really doesn't, and I have plans for an upcoming video where I explain why people feel this. To be clear, I don't think displaying the average skill rating is a terrible idea, and I'm not saying it shouldn't be done, I would just prefer it wasn't. My biggest personal complaint with the previous competitive mode was the sudden death system. Overwatch is very attacking side favoured once you get to a level where players understand how to work together and coordinate an attack. In public games this is less true compared to organised 6v6, but in public games at high skill level, win rates lean more towards the attacking team. During closed beta, a change was made to Temple of Anubis that added a 3rd attack path to Objective B. Yes, there used to only be 2 chokes to attack that seemingly impossible hellhole. At the time, Jeff Kaplan posted some of the win rates on the map before the change was made. Before a 3rd path was added, high skill players were winning on attack 50 to 60% of the time. In a competitive attack-defend game, the teams would play both sides. If it was a draw, both teams successfully defended or successfully attacked, it would go to sudden death. 1 round of a randomly selected control map. These maps are symmetrical, and so no team is favoured. Balancing asymmetrical maps is very difficult. If both sides have successfully attacked, then surely one team performed better than the other. In golf, they don't get to the end of 18 holes and cheer everyone for finishing the course. Someone did it in less shots and therefore better than everyone else. The competitive tournaments use a stopwatch system, and whichever team did it the fastest is the winner. Jeff stated in the video that 35% of games were going to sudden death, which is way too high, and they want to greatly reduce that number. However, he did say that they want to keep sudden death as they like the idea of 2 incredibly well-matched teams going head-to-head in a nail-biting showdown. I have to say, I like the sound of this too, but this means stopwatch is unlikely the solution, and this is where things get very vague. He didn't let on any details about how they would be doing this. What he did say was that they were changing the format of assault maps. We've all played Volskaya Industries, Temple of Anubis and Hanamura and had those 2-minute games, both as attackers and defenders. It doesn't mean the attacking team was significantly better than the defenders. The attacking team just won a big team fight in the right position and the defense could never recover. I'm so curious as to what they're going to do here. I can't imagine they will just insert an extra objective. The map hasn't been designed to accommodate it. Will they turn it into more of a push-pull system where the defending team are able to recapture Objective A? That doesn't sound like it would work either, and the snowball would still roll on through. Jeff, we need more. I'm all pent up and I need some kind of release. Just to add to the excitement, we've also been teased with rewards. These rewards will be purely cosmetic. In keeping with the philosophy that nothing should affect power levels except individual skill, we can expect player icons and sprays that can only be unlocked by attaining certain skill rating. The most exciting thing mentioned was the golden gun system. It appears anyone who plays competitive will be able to unlock these, but high skill players will unlock them significantly faster. This is great news for scrubs like me. I'm not a high level player. I like to think I sit somewhere in the middle of the pack. I hope to improve with time, but I very much doubt my 33-year-old reflexes will ever be able to compete above a certain point. However, I will still be able to eventually unlock golden weapons, which sounds awesome. I can't wait to get all gaudy in people's faces. In all seriousness, it really feels like Overwatch is a passion project for Jeff Kaplan, and his level of communication with the community is phenomenal, even by Blizzard's high standards. I joke about being teased, but honestly this only makes me hyped and hungry for more details that we will likely get soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always hit that like button if you found this video useful. Take it easy, and I'll see you soon.